best. Hello. Excuse me if I'm a bit quiet today. I still haven't fully recovered from there. You know, the thing. The charity race. It takes me a few days after. It's not like physical exhaustion, it just takes me a few days to recover from things like that. Where has my copy of the Lotus image rectifier gone? Let's just download a new copy. And just slap it in there. So, what we're doing first is we are replacing some textures on some buildings. Because, as it turns out, London is using a couple of the buildings that were made with Street View textures, and obviously it can't do that, so I'm just gonna fix that now. It's a shame that my camera washes things out in this slightly purple tint. It's annoying. I should work out how to deal with that properly, but whatever. These buildings aren't used particularly prominently, so I don't mind too much. Also means that I can use them for Farthington. Ooh. Ouch. Ooh. Apparently I did this one very differently to that one. I think I'm going to need to do it like that. Basically I want to keep this one, but I want to use the use pieces from this one to fill in gaps. Like this. It's not going to work perfectly because the colours won't quite match, but whatever. I think I'm actually going to have to take the entire door, aren't I? It's annoying. Why do people put things in their front gardens? It's really annoying of them. Can't they just keep them empty? Be kind to roaming OMSI map makers. I know. Again. Still doing it. I don't care what the haters say. Does Farthington really have haters? I don't think it does. That's a nice thought. I mean, it has criticisms, and the criticisms are it too small, which is like valid because, you know, it too small. It's a reasonable criticism. Yeah, it's the National Hoovering Championships. This is going to be a bodge. When isn't it? Yeah, we are starting with something quite simple. Yeah. And just fixing a building that's used in add-on London. Hello. Try and close the door. There we go. Which layer am I doing that on? That one, sure. That'll do. You join me as I single-handedly prevent lawsuits against add-on London. Ooh. Dankeschön. Now I need to just do something like this all the way along, and it'll be fine. I mean, what I can do is I can just crop this down a little. And no one will know. Hell yeah, there we go. Also, can I be asked? Not sure I can be asked, I'm just fixing it. Right, okay. So this needs to become it actually needs to become a bitmap. This. Oh, it's just there's some street view textures in some buildings that Reese has used. I actually need to confirm. Right, dropped a message. It's annoying, but you know, I'm just going to make at least temporary replacements. I was sending the same message to a couple of people with variations. I had to check which assets exactly it was so I could list them off. If you're interested, here's the list. Those are the buildings that cannot be used in commercial products. I was just checking whether he's actually using certain ones or not, because some of them I won't be able to replace with the photos that I've taken yet. Some of them I will, but I also don't want to spend time making new textures for ones which he isn't actually using. Me. They're mine. Perfectly fine for use in freeware projects, but not okay for use in commercial projects. Which is why I scratched them all out of Farthington a while ago. I mean, plus I can make better ones now. Yeah, that's why I'm for a while, like back when Farthington was still a freeware project, I decided that it would be fine, but since my priorities have since changed, it's no longer fine, and it's not fine for London. Because they're made using textures from Google Street View photographs, and you cannot use Google Street View imagery for commercial products without a license, which we don't have and we're not about to pay for. So I'm just scratching them and replacing them with textures from photos I've taken. I mean, the likelihood of Google actually going after anybody for it is small, but like non-negligible, so just save the worry. I know that those ones are red brick and these ones are brown brick, but whatever. Yeah, when you go payware, there's suddenly another layer of things you need to think about. just need a variation on this. At the moment, ignoring the issue, with London, London can get around it because London is a complete map of a real place, and because those things exist in the real place, you can just use their identities in the context that they're in the real world. Farthington is a different question because it's sort of real. Like, it's not quite the real world. So there's a question to be asked there, and that'll have to be dealt with at some point. It might be that I'm going to have to go back over all of the shops and businesses on the buildings and remove any branding from them. But, you know, Street View itself uses the likeness of businesses without their consent. But that's because it's just photos of a real area. It's like news broadcasts on the BBC don't need to cover up the branding on every shop on the high street to comply with their neutrality stuff, and in order to not pay licensing to the people. So London's covered under that, as far as Aerosoft is concerned. But Farthington may or may not, since it's pseudo-real. Semi-real, maybe I should say. Bus to the West Country is in the same boat as me. And I was also just sending some messages to Sylar about Yorkshire counties. If nothing else, I can start using these in Farthington now, which is good. My old folder is a mess. Also, everything's bitmaps. I need to DDS convert them all at some point. And at some point, I need to make a new version of this, which actually has a dig hole, a terrain hole. While I'm here, I also just want to do something about this. Oh, awful texture. Like, look at this. Just, ugh. I've hated this for so long now. Ever since I made it, this has bugged me. I might just actually make them translucent-ish. There we go, that'll make me shudder slightly less when I see it. No. Are you telling me that these are actually bitmaps with reduced bit depth? Oh. Is that actually going to affect things in OMSI? Will it hold them internally as 8-bit bitmaps? Or will they be converted to 16-bit internally? Oh. Is that going to be better than just using DDSs? Now look at the mismatch of file types in here. I've got targas and bitmaps and JPEGs, and there's probably a PNG in here somewhere. So you can tell that this one's one I made more recently, because it's got everything packed in all nice and neatly. And then you get to my older ones, which have one texture per side. Oh yeah, none of the BPMs are usable either. They're all Street View textures too. Do I have Cabinet 01 and Cabinet 02 actually available? No. So. Yeah, this is the one where I experimented with just editing the name of the material in here. And it didn't seem to work very well, if I remember rightly. Oh boy, what am I actually gonna do right now? Oh, sorry, I'm still trying to shake off the fug that has come over my brain in the last couple of days. Why is this the London copy? Cancel, cancel, cancel. Hello. We're not going to accidentally let you in on London. Yeah. I would like to let you in on London, but I'm not going to. Right, what are we going to do? First thing I want to do is I want to cut the steepness of this section here in half, because I think this is too much. What's the other segment called? Ramsey Road Daycare. Oh, hello. He here. Sorry, I'm just messaging Sylar again as well. Furious typing intensifies. Oh, hello. You're also here. Yeah, so I'm just in the process of cleaning up some of my assets which have been used in London. Some of which are made using Street View textures, and I just thought that I would give you a bell at the same time, because I know that you're using some of my assets. I can't promise that I can provide replacements for all of them. Come on. Go on, snap. You bastard. I'll go do something else then. I'll go and play with a junction that does like to snap. Yeah, I saw Reese's post on the Facebook page, in which he called it a Gem 3. So I corrected that to Gen 3. Come on, snap, you bastard. There you go. The bastard snapped. Very nice. Yes. Oh, hello. Oh, I forgot to get rid of those. Oh well. Can do that now, I guess. Yep. Permission to use my assets still stands, but they will need checking through for Street View stuff. Why does this not have the deflections on it? It should have... Oh no, I remember. This one I have included the markings on there, this one I haven't. So I should not have deleted those. Oh well. Yeah, I'll try to provide direct texture swaps where I can, but I'm not going to be able to do those for the Berry Pomeroy ones because I don't have access to the original buildings like I do for the Farthington ones. I might need to make those a part of the model. Yep, those all need to sit back down again. I've just changed the gradient slightly further down the hill. That's good. Yeah, I figured I would do this sooner rather than later, so that I didn't end up having to change all of this when there's more stuff actually placed here. Yep, you know me. I wasn't happy with the gradient back there over toward the main junction. Oh yeah, speaking of which, I need to reduce the range of these, like 50, 45, 45. And these ones will be about 40. There you go. Yeah, it's not correct, but it is the same as real life. So basically this whole map is like I'm including as many non-standard deviations from road markings as I can to piss off Numbers Chris. So and Sam Bob. Oh, I've just noticed this only has one zigzag here. Oh, I can add that in too. That'll annoy some people. Excellent. But the thing is, the real world is full of bits of markings that like aren't quite right. They're everywhere. It's not wheat fields. What is it? King's Hedges. And the great thing about making this semi-real is that I can just point at the real world if anyone ever complains. Oh, right, yes. I see what you mean. Yes. No, this was extended after these were put in, yes. I could also do to add... Like, look at these. To add these markings to the model. Just while I'm here and editing it. So I'm doing the whole thing with object junctions. Wheatfields is the most recent, okay. Which makes it a lot more easy, a lot easier. To do junctions on hills. Does this one have any going the other way? Yes, it does. Excellent. I'll use that then. Let's just ditch any materials that these might have that I don't have on here. I need to keep hatchings. I don't need to keep dots. Same for this. In fact, no, that needs to switch to hatching. Have I got a third one of these around here yet? No, I haven't. Okay. There we go, now they're safe to join. And these need to go all the way down to the bottom. I mean, they're as bad as any other spline you use, but the important thing for me isn't the performance gain. The important thing is things like this. Because look at this entire hill. This entire junction, sorry. This entire junction is on a hill. And if I had done the markings with splines, I'd have had to like try and bend them to the hill and get them not to be bumpy and line them up, and it would have been horrible. So instead what I did is I made them part of the junction object, and then I used a deformation mesh to bend the entire junction object, including its AI paths, onto this hill. So that's the advantage. Like over here, on this junction here, the markings are all splines like normal, because it's flat, so it's easy to do them. But over here, on this hill here, there's so many markings curving around all over the place on this junction that it would have been hell to do that. So I didn't. I used the deformation mesh system instead. Also, I hope you appreciate the sheer number of driveways that I've included. And drop curbs everywhere. Oh, that's a bit bendy. I might need to do something about that. I'll use my usual system of if I notice it later, I'll do something about it. If I don't notice it later, it probably isn't important enough to bother with. Hello, hello.
Hello there. Gosh, the floor. You can walk around on your floor, pretty much. Well done. Yeah, haven't started your open calendar yet.
I have.
Have you?
Yeah, good.
Ah, it's because it still had the bow on it. That's why.
I don't need to get rid of the bow.
That's fine. Very good. Drawers may not be completely evenly distributed. Try. But you may have disappointing days and good days.
Oh boy. Yeah, I decided to change all of this now before I have like all of the scenery done in this area. The annoying thing is that the deformation mesh works kind of well with align to terrain. Like if you look at this, I can do that, but it deforms the terrain to the deformation mesh, but it also raises the ground around it to just a set level according to the bounding box of the object. And it doesn't deform the terrain like further than the deformation mesh. So it actually makes it quite hard to work with. So if I just set the height here to like 5 meters, I don't actually know what this is going to do. If it's going to lower it or so if I align to this, yeah, there you go. See, it drops the entire thing down, which actually makes it quite hard to work with. So the problem is that it's actually dropped the dropped that entire region to the root height of this, so the height it is here. So the bounding box of this, it has dropped to that height, and then this bit here, it has raised to the height of the deformation mesh, and that's actually quite annoying. So that, yeah, that's irritating. Yeah, that is exactly what I was about to do. I had just opened the splines tab in order to lay a helper spline. to get my closest guess. But yeah. Let's just see how well this does. Come on, grab this spline, not that object. Oh, come on. Close. Not perfect, but close. Maybe I can nudge that a little bit if I just set a low speed in the large area. There we go, that'll do. That'll do quite nicely, actually. I might need to make it wider, but you know. That's horizontal, like 50 meters, with a damn angle of 10. There we go, that works. Okay, that's what we'll have to do then. Oh yeah, and everything's floating over here too as well. If only there was a button for like refresh height of objects. Like after editing the terrain, just refresh height of objects and they will jump to the correct height above the terrain. I had not actually realised that. Fair enough. Okay, and now I need to... So that's fine. But this needs to end at a gradient of about 1% instead of 2%. So this is the thing that I have been avoiding by... so I need to go for half that and half this. This is the thing I've been avoiding by using deformation meshes. As I haven't been having to do road markings manually. Okay. There's some more work needed there. I might need to move these markings onto the model so that I don't have these problems with this junction. Plus I need to mark out that corner piece anyway, and I need to do both ends of this, and yeah, I should move markings onto this junction model. The same as I've done for this junction model, though not for these, well, I've just done those now. Actually, thinking about it, I should move these onto the model as well, because then I can make them those really weird non-standard ones that they're using in real life. They'll annoy even more people. I don't know how long I will stream for today. I just felt like I should get back into it. Right. Oh yeah, the other thing is we should actually test the buildings that I just changed. Oh my god, my object folders are a mess. No, it's this one and this one. Yep, that looks fine. Not perfect, but fine. It'll do. I can use it now, which is the most important thing. Oh man, right, so spline exports. Annoyingly, this junction I'm going to have to do all the markings on in the editor. Oh, sorry, not in the editor, in Blender, which is annoying. I mean, what I could do is I could temporarily take away its displacement mesh, do all the markings, and then put the displacement mesh back. Ignore anything in the add-on London folders. You do not see those. So it is Ramsey, Horton, St Audrey and Ramsey Road Daycare. Those are the two. So I'm just going to add a comment to it. I mean, by add a comment to it, I mean I'm just going to force it to ignore this. So now if I reload the editor, it should... Then low. If I reload the editor, those junctions should now be flat. And if they're flat, they're easy to mark, and then I can mark them, and then I can export the markings. Yep, those are flat. So now I can just do the markings on them and then export them. I don't have their roots anymore, which is annoying. It would be nice to still have their roots. I mean, this one's root is at 150.0, this one's root's at 150.150, almost. Let's just grab this back again. So this one's root is at 0.300. I'm surprised that works. This one's root is at 150.150. Where is 150.150? I'll just get it close enough that I know where it's supposed to be. But yeah, 0.300. I'm really surprised that works. It's obviously picking up inaccuracies. Suspect it's supposed to be 0.0 on a different tile, not 0.300 on that. I think it's supposed to be 0.0 here. Yeah, there we go. So I'll put that one at 0.0, this one at 150.150, and this one is at 0.150. So presumably here. Is that the root? Let me just check. No, it's not. The root is over here. Okay. Sorry, 150.0. Get in there, George. Oh, all documents, yeah, of course. So hello.
I found the box for it. No, I've lost it.
I don't know where that's supposed to be. Hello. Where's the one at... 198, eh? 199? Huh. I'm gonna have to have a look in the editor. This one is at 137 yada. And it should be at 150.0. Let's just get them into the approximate place. That one is now in 150, so that's good to go. That one is at 7,438, 4384. Slap it there for the time being. Presumably there's some other ones and other tiles around here. Alright. See you around. That one's at 200, 100. Oh, yeah, of course. So where's this one? Tile 2, 3. Yeah, that's the one that's supposed to be at 150.0. Yeah, and this one is the 200, 100 one. Let's have a look at them now. It is a bit frustrating having to go back and forth over the same bit of road. Right, so those are now all in exact coordinate locations. So this one is at 0, 0, which is the root of this object. It's right here, which means that I can now export all of these markings onto this object and just have them as a part of this object, which I think is going to be better. Same for over here, and the same for over here. Or at least for this bit that goes up the hill here. And this one's already done, so we don't need to worry about it. Is that a problem we're going to have to deal with here? I think it is. Okay, so those double yellows actually stop there. Thing is, I don't want to put all the markings onto meshes necessarily, because it does give me more flexibility if they are splines. But having them on the mesh also makes the performance better because they have fewer polys, and gives me more precise control over them. But it also takes longer. So, you know, it's swings and roundabouts. So this one's already double yellowed up. I've made a general policy of including the double yellows on the road meshes. Okay, this has double yellows to go all the way around there. Yeah. Oh boy. Ugh. No, I still don't quite feel right. I'm trying to keep my chin up and get on with something and be vaguely entertaining, but it's just not happening right now. I think I'm going to have to call it time. I can't face this right now. Yeah. Well, thanks for coming, but I just can't face it right this second. I'll see.